Hi friends, hey, happy Monday to you all. I hope you all are doing well. It's been a little bit of time since I've gotten on and done a longer, version of a video for you. And thank you so much for being here. If you are new here, my name's Kelly and I have it titled Coffee with Kelly because I love coffee and I like having coffee with my friends, and you guys are my friends. So grab your coffee or whatever it is you like to drink and let's hang out and chat for a little bit. I wanted to just kind of share with you that what was been on my heart for the last couple days. First of all, hope you all had a wonderful Easter. Let me know where you're watching me from. I'd love to see, in the comments where you guys are from. I'm very interested. I'm from Western New York. I live really close to where Lucille Ball, if anyone who's old enough to know who Lucille Ball is, I live very close to where she was born and raised, and it's just a fun little community. And I do promise that once the weather gets a little bit better here, I will show you little clips of my area. I think you'd really love it. So I've got my notes behind me here, and I really wanted to just help. I always say one more person out there. What has really helped me, I want to help, one more person out there too. So today's video is going to be about, 5 simple changes that have brought me peace in my life, and I believe can bring peace into your life too. And they're not like super like, oh my gosh, over the top, but they really can. If you do these simple things, they really can bring peace in your life. I'm not promising like, oh my gosh, every day is going to be so calm and so peaceful. We all have lives, right? So, they do help. They've helped me, and I'm really sure they'll help you too. And a little tip before I get started today, I was one of these people that always used my vacation time at work to just go places. Anyone that knows me knows I love to travel and I love to go all the time. But as of this past year, I've kind of shifted a little bit, and I've been taking more time out just to do what they call them something now. They call them staycations. And that's kind of what I've been doing, is just staying home more when I can, and just kind of not really spring cleaning, but just taking, chunks of my day just to kind of refresh my home and kind of bring in the homemaking traditions back, because I think we all need that. I really do. I think it makes a woman feel better when she just kind of tidies up her home and has everything, and this does tie in with this video, because if you give yourself the time that you need to do, these simple things, you're going to feel more at peace. And who doesn't want more peace in their life? I want more peace in my life. I don't like chaos. So grab your coffee or your whatever it is. I'm having a big jug of water. I think we could all use some more water, right? So without any further ado, get out some pen and paper, because I really believe that you're going to love these simple little tips that have really helped me, and I hope they help you too. So the first one I'm going to focus on is letting go of perfectionism. So perfectionism is a really ugly, monster out there. It creeps in every little area of our life. We look at other people, we look on social media, and you think, I want that. I want a perfect house, or I want a perfect family photo, and all these things. And I'm just as guilty as the next person. I was one of those people that thought, okay, we just had Easter. I was that mother that had to have the Easter picture. Now, if you do that and you love that, great. That's wonderful. I've gotten away from doing that because it put a lot of pressure on me. I used to do the whole like matching outfits and the perfect background. And I'll tell you what, with someone like me, it just adds a lot of pressure that really doesn't need to be there. So the more that you get away from perfectionism and you realize, what, nobody has a perfect life, not one person. So, don't worry about having anything perfect. Do things in strides. Now, if you love to do that, if family photos are your thing, go for it. Do it. More power to you. That's just something that I kind of get away from. I'll do pictures around, our home and stuff. I'll do my own photos. But for me to have all that pressure and just to have that perfect family photo, I'm just not doing it anymore. But if that's your thing, you go ahead and do that. Number 2 for you. Number 2 is spending time with God daily, even if it's a few minutes in prayer or reading the Bible. I'm telling you what, friends, don't skim over this one. Don't skim over this one, because only God can really bring you that peace you're longing for. The peace that the world has out there, it doesn't last. So I've said before in videos in the past, even if you can do 5 minutes, 5 minutes is better than no minutes. Heck, even if you have to go in the bathroom after you shower and just listen to the Bible, spend time in prayer in the shower, whatever you can do to spend time with God daily, that way you can really hear what he's putting on your heart and what is priority is what I'm trying to say. So that's a big one. I'm just gonna, beg you to not skim over that. Spend time if it's in nature. I know so many people that love to spend time with the Lord in nature. I know for myself, when the weather gets better, I like to go to a nearby beach and just sit there and listen to the waves and just thank God for his beauty. And you'll feel that sense of peace and calm over your mind when you do spend time with God. And it does not have to be anything perfect. When I had young kids, I couldn't get up super early and spend time with God like I do now. So just keep that in mind too, that it doesn't have to be this way, and this way. That's why I said in number 1 to give up perfectionism, because there's no right or wrong way. It's what way works for you. So, just try to throw out the rule book and just kind of customize this to fit in how it works in your life. And number 3 is letting go of things you can't control. Oh my goodness, this is a big one. I was one of those people that always thought, would worry about the outcome of something. So the anxiety kicks in. Anxiety is anything that you're worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet. I used to tell my daughter this, why are you worried about that? It hasn't even happened yet. And that we're all guilty of this. I have to tell myself that, and another thing too is you can't fix everything. Not everything is meant for you to fix. Some things are meant for someone else to fix. Some things are meant for God to fix, right? So, just those 2 things is letting go of what you can't control about future events, and just realize you can't fix it all. You're one person. I remember so many times when I would get frustrated, I would go around saying, I'm only one person, and that is true. So, just let go, really let go. You'll be so much freer and happy for doing that. Number four is a big one for me. And it's setting boundaries with people. One of my favorite quotes by Dr. Phil of all people. I like Dr. Phil. He once said, you teach people how to treat you. Isn't that true? So if you lay there as a doormat and you just let anyone walk in and just run your life, you don't want that. You got to stand up and just say, hey, I'd love to have you over, but I can't have you over this time. And just say, I offer you this time, or I can do, over here. And sometimes with certain people that are toxic, you just have to step back completely. So that's just something that to really address is setting the boundaries, saying no. Saying no is a very powerful word. And, so many people, especially us women, we're so guilty about not being able to say no. We think we have to say yes to everything, and that's not true. So don't let them have an access to you all the time. I wrote down here, some people are meant to have full access to you, like your spouse, your children. If you're raising children, they have full-time access. Some are part-time access, like relatives and stuff. You can't see them all the time because you're busy, life happens. And then others is time in a season. I've had friends that I've been friends with for a long time and we still keep in touch. There's other friends that were for just a season, for just a small part of my life. And then there's, friends right now. And that's okay. It's really all right. This is how we learn and grow. We can't really learn and grow if we have everybody constantly telling us this, and this. You're just going to be like, oh my gosh, that's where the chaos comes in. Step back and just reevaluate. It doesn't mean that you don't like these people. It's just you're one person. You're working, you're raising kids, you're trying to keep home. You can't be full-time access to everybody. And that's okay. And you can be nice about it. I have people in my life that like to call and talk on the phone. And, I like that too. But there's again, boundary. I can't spend hours on the phone. I would love to. There's people I love talking to. I could spend hours and hours. But I know realistically I can't do that. And then you just tell the person like, hey, I'm thinking of you. I love you. I think you're wonderful. And there really is. There's a right and there's a wrong way of handling it. So I'm not telling you to be mean to anybody. Do it gently, but please, please make sure you have your boundaries up, because you know what's front and center is most important in your life. So that's what number 4 is. Number five is also a big one. This is really hard for a lot of us, and I'm so guilty. And that is stepping away from constant noise. And what I mean by that is, you know, less social media, less news, and oh my goodness, the online arguing. You know, the time that you spend typing up a long argument for online for someone you don't even know, you could use that energy for good. You could go and, you know, bring your neighbor a cake, or I'm just throwing out ideas. You could do, what I'm saying is, instead of wasting time writing out something negative to somebody online, turn that around and do something good for somebody else. Because all this online stuff in the last 20 years has been nothing but a waste of time. It really has. And I've learned, because I used to be this person. I was that person that would get on there and I would argue with people. And I'm thinking, why the heck did I do that? I wasted so much time and energy doing that. So these 5 things, I told you, they're not like huge mind-blowing, but they do create that peace and that space that you're longing for. What are ideas that you have for me? Maybe I've missed some. I know there's probably a lot of awesome ones out there that I didn't even cover in this video. Let me know what they are. I'm so interested. I think that we really could learn from each other in this community. So let me know where you're from, and let me know if you have any ideas on ways to just make our lives calmer. Because I know if you're anything like me, we could use less of the noise out there, right? All right, well, I'm enjoying some time off. I'm going to go spend some time with my little Savannah. If you have little ones, do the same thing, because they're young once. Ask me how I know that. I'm going to be a grandma this year, so it does. You blink and they're married and having children. So don't let time slip by, friends. Get offline and go make memories today, friends. See you again in the next video, and remember, God loves you.